This session, the title of this session is decision making in teams. So before I go into the I think the slides are visible to you.
Yes, sir. It is visible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, let's begin with the session. Before we begin with our session, the pertinent question that comes to my mind is what is a team? What do you understand by a team? I'd like to have your opinion so that we can have some ice breaking before we move ahead with the content in the session.
Sir, I
With
believe
collective
that
Yes.
with collective implementing them, we can successfully deal with the task.
Okay.
there is a set of questions with different capabilities.
I think your voice is echoing.
May I?
We mean that a group of people working for a same goal.
Okay. 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 Uh,
May I say something?
okay. Yeah, please. Yeah.
Okay. So I believe a team is a form of team is a group of persons who have different abilities, but a common goal.
Okay.
And
Okay. You're right.
thank you.
You're right. Anyone else who would like to share their opinion? So I believe team is a group of people who are. Is my screen properly visible? I'm not.
The screen is visible,
Yes, sir.
but voice is
Yes. Yes. You wanted to say something?
Sir, the voice is echoing.
Voice. Is it clear now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Much better.
Yes, sir.
Much better.
Okay, thank
Sir,
you.
your voice is clear, but anybody else is speaking, their voice is
Yeah, that's what the problem is. I think there is some problem with the network or with the WebEx platform today. I don't know. Generally, WebEx.
moreover, sir, font in the PPT is very small.
So, team is a group of people who are to carry out mutually supporting tasks to work towards accomplishing a specific objective. What do you mean by this? What do you understand by this? When we talk about the team, they are individuals. They are separate individuals with different abilities, different skill sets, different background, different knowledge set, different attitude, different approach towards life. They are different in everything. Okay, who are to carry out when we bring them as a team, they are to carry out mutually supporting tasks. They have to work for something which will help in some positive output. For example, you must have seen in the construction of a house. When we plan to construct a house, how many people need to come together? First of all, we need a piece of land to construct the house. When you're getting a piece of land, there are different sets of people who come together. And during the construction of the house, first thing you have to go to an architect, then you have to go run to the approving authorities, then you have to talk to a contractor, then you will call the mason, then different types of people, starting from cement and mortar mason, then your carpenter, then plumber, electrician, so many people coming together. And if they don't come together, they have to work in a mutually supporting task, because everybody's motive is to work for in the construction of the house, to complete the construction of the house. So their specific objective is constructing a house. A team is also a group of professionals. So I gave the example of construction of house, but it can also be different. So a team is a group of professionals all working together for a common purpose, particularly of business interest. Is my screen visible?
No, sir.
Am I with? Huh?
No, sir. The screen is not visible.
Okay. Is it visible now?
No, sir, it's not.
Sir.
I think it's visible now.
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir.
Yes, sir, it is visible
Yes,
now.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah, thank you. So a team is also a group of professionals all working together for a common purpose, particularly of business interest. Okay, so a team is also a group of people who collaborate on related tasks, inching towards a common goal. So all these meanings are more or less same, and it tells about the same thing about the team. It is not necessary. So we must understand that when we are talking about a team, it's not necessary that a group is a team. Many times we conceive that any group can be a team. Okay, for example, group of boys inside the classroom or a group of friends in a party. Fine, they have some common grounds. They share common feelings and emotions, but you cannot term them as a team, because a group can have individuals with varied interests, attitude, as well as thought processes. So some commonalities might be found in a group, but they most of the time they come with varied interests, with very different attitude, as well as their thought process is different. So it is not necessary that the group members who would have a common objective or a common goal to achieve. So never confuse between a group and a team. So rather, a team is made from individuals by tuning them to think towards a common objective, even if for a temporary phase. So you must understand that a team is brought together to, by tuning them. They're sort of tuned, or they're sort of trained, or they're sort of brainwashed to work for a common objective. Okay, and each and every team has a temporary phase, because when we go for team building, unfortunately this session is not dedicated for team building. Otherwise, if you go by team building process, the different individuals from different backgrounds are brought together. They're tuned, they're trained, and they are given a particular assignment, and they have to complete that assignment in a particular phase of time. So if you go by the process of team formation, um, forming, norming, storming, performing, and adjourning, means in the phase of adjourning, the group is again dismantled, the team is dismantled. So that's why it's a temporary phase. They should all work together and strive towards the achievement of a common goal. Now coming to the purpose of team building, can anyone in this group tell me if they have ever been a part of team build, any team, and if so, what was the purpose of that team?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
The purpose of a team would be that we have different competencies. One person cannot do all effectively.
Okay.
So they all together so that they can effectively perform a particular really achieve the goal.
Mhm. Okay. Anyone else?
Yes, sir. We are working in the school. We are a team.
Hmm.
Our goal is look for the learning needs of the children, developing the critical thinking abilities.
Okay. 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 So what the basic purpose of team building is, what I believe, is transforming a group of individuals into one force. So what happens? We are doing a sort of magic. We are putting them into a spell for at least for a small phase of time. You can try this out in your school or respective schools or colleges, wherever you teach. I know all of you are teachers, so you can always inside your classroom, you can always divide the classroom into 5 or 7 groups, and you will see that for the particular so suppose you are giving them a task, you will see that for a particular phase of time, for that particular phase of time, they assume the role of that group. Their personality is entirely changed, even though there are students in the same class who are good friends, but if they are put into different groups, there is a lot of challenge and there is a lot of tussle, and they want that their team should win. So that is the basic purpose of team building, is transforming a group of individuals into one force and to act together. It helps in creating stronger bonds between members. When we work in a team, it helps in creating stronger bonds. Okay, and without having a proper bonding in the team, between the team members, it's very difficult for the team to accomplish their given task, assigned task. Okay, then the third purpose of team building is, team is the base or context where all the activities takes place, enriching social relations and accomplishing business goals. So the one of the most important purposes of team building is that the team works as a foundation base for all the activities, as well as it helps in developing social relationships and accomplishing business goals. Business goals is that the purpose of the team, the why the team has been, particular team has been performed. I am deliberately going a little faster because our session is not dedicated towards team building, rather my session is dedicated towards decision making and team building. So I have to go a little faster. If you have got any trouble in any of the slides or in any of my discourse, you may please interrupt and you may ask your question. Okay, so it is a multi-layered process. When we talk about a team, talk about team building, it doesn't take place in one day or two. It takes some time because it is a multi-layered process. The multiple layers are communication, communicating, planning, problem solving, conflict resolution. So there are various phases present in a team. So that is why, because without forming it, without a team, we cannot accomplish all these things. Moving on to the next slide, major characteristics of a team. Some of you said that you have already been assigned tasks to work in a team. Can you please share some of your experiences that you have done in a team? Am I audible? I hope all of you are listening, because I understand this is a post-lunch session, and once you are heavy, it's really difficult. It's really difficult to respond. So okay.
Yes.
How many of you worked in teams? Can you please share your views? How many of you worked in teams?
Yes, sir. We work in a team. Suppose a project is given.
Okay.
Like our team was working for the British Council to get that Indian School Award certificate. The coordinator may us set different goals to 10 to 12 people.
Mhm.
Each of us were assigned the task to divide the goal further into the other teachers.
Okay.
So in the process, I get to know many people who have different capabilities, whom I make stronger bond with them.
Okay.
And some lacking where they are connected by my coordinator. And finally, we accomplish the task.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Got it. So you were associated with British Council, yeah?
Yes.
Now you must be aware that British Council has been dismantled and it is now under IDP, I think.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. So we were talking about the characteristics of a team. First and major characteristics of any team in the world is purpose and goals. Suppose if you take the Indian hockey team who represented India in the Olympics, either the male team or the female team, both the team. What was the purpose of the team? The basic purpose of any team, the basic characteristics of any team is it has a purpose. And so, what are the purpose for these two teams? They wanted to win medals. They wanted to bring glory for the. They wanted to come together, play well. Okay, then achieve their goal, get the medals for the country and bring laurels for the country. That was their purpose. So the second characteristic, second major characteristics of a team is participation. If you are taking part in a team, it is mandatory for each and every member of the team to participate. Without participation, the team will not succeed. Okay, many times if you have heard about this story which I read in my school days, that there was famine in a particular country and God prayers and the king of that country prayed God to bless the people with rain. Then the God said that your country is being deliberately punished for their selfishness. So if you want that rain God should rain in your country, there should be plenty of rain in your country, then ask the mass common people in your country to fill the pond in front of my temple, okay, with milk. So the king announced throughout the country that each and every citizen of the country will bring one bucket of milk and put it in the pond so that the pond is filled with milk. Have you heard about this story? So next day morning, when the king goes to the with happiness, with a lot of happiness, when the king goes to the temple to see whether the pond has been filled with milk or not, he finds that the pond is filled with water. So he was utterly surprised. He called his general and ministers and asked what was the declaration that was made. Then they all said that it was declared to put milk. Okay, and what happened? What happened? Every individual thought that okay, if everybody else is putting milk, if I put water in the pond, it will not make any difference. That means they didn't participate in the process. They tried to cheat the process. Okay, so similarly, when you work in a team, even if we are a group of teachers running a particular school, okay, along with the principal, or we are a group of professors running a college, so we say that okay, everybody else is taking the classes in time, if I don't take, nobody will notice, but that is the same, the result will be the same. So participation is very, very important. If you are a part of the team, you have to participate, you have to have some feelings, you have to have some commitment for the team. Third characteristics is clear roles. So when as we discussed in the first slide, that people from different backgrounds are brought together to form a team. So when you bring people from different backgrounds, there has to be clearly definite clear roles assigned to them. Okay, that is the otherwise there will be confusion. You cannot ask a plumber to do the carpentry job, you cannot ask a mason to do the electrician's job. So there has to be clear roles in each and every team. Then major characteristics is accepted leadership. So this is one of the most important areas where the team members has to focus. They must accept a leader. If the team members are not ready to accept a leader, then there will be chaos in the team. Nobody will be listening, nobody will be doing anything, nothing will be functioning in a proper manner. Then comes accountability. So accountability, as nobody is better suited to understand the word accountability than the teachers, because we are not only accountable to the students, we are not only accountable to the school or college where we teach, we are not only accountable to the parents, we are not only accountable to the system, but also we are accountable to the society and the country, because we are the persons whom students look forward for acquiring and gaining knowledge. So similarly, in a team, accountability is very, very important. If you are not accountable for the assigned role, assigned task, then the team will not be able to attain its goal. Then information sharing, they have another important characteristics of a team is information sharing. Nothing can be kept hidden, kept as a secret in a team. That should not be a part of any team formation. Okay, it's so everything there should be transparency, crystal clear transparency, so that the team members trust each other. If the leader doesn't take adequate steps to share the information among all the team members, then it is going to be really difficult for all. Then comes decision making. So here we come, why are we there in this session? Because this session is dedicated to decision making in teams. So decision making is also one of the most important characteristics in a team. So if you are not able to take a proper decision in time, either you are as a leader or as a member contributing to the team, it is going to be really difficult. So decision making in our life, either it is at the personal level, as it was told in the morning by the principal of our college, that decision making is not only important in personal life, professional life, but in each and every step of individual existence. Okay, so major characteristics of a team is decision making. Then that builds solid relationships and excellent communication. So these are the characteristics that we have to take care while being in a team. So now we go on towards, I hope all of you have understood what is a team. All of you understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let us go to decision making. So I won't be again elaborating much on decision making, because you are going to attend this 5-day FDP on decision making, and almost all the experts, because we have got a host of experts from IIT, NISER, Exime, Bhubaneswar, and IMT Nagpur, who would be elaborating on different aspects of decision making, including the scientific aspect, the statistical aspect. So I will just give a hint on decision making, because our principal, Professor Patra, is going to take one session on what is decision making, and I hope it is going to be really interesting for you. So decision making is this question, that the moment I come across decision making, if you have heard this, can anybody tell where is this from? To be or not to be, that's the question. Can anybody? Are you there? Are you all there? I don't find in the morning. In the morning, you were quite interactive when Professor Panda was taking the class. So, are you aware of this sentence? Many of the participants are from English background. I understand that. So, to be or not to be, that's the question. Can anybody tell me where from? What is the source of this dialogue or sentence or phrase, whatever you understand?
It is from Hamlet.
Yeah, it is from Hamlet. So what happens here? Decision making, to be or not to be. So Hamlet, in this beautiful novel by William Shakespeare, Hamlet, which is regarded as one of the masterpieces, classics of tragedy. Okay, so the Hamlet story, the entire story is dedicated to the indecisiveness of Hamlet, because Hamlet could not take a proper decision at the right time. So if I believe that if we are not able to, if you don't learn the skills of decision making, and we will be discussing about the skills of decision making in the tomorrow's session. So if you don't learn it, then it can really end up in a very negative note. Okay, so the process of deciding about something important, especially in a group of people or in an organization, so it's about deciding things. Okay, decision making is the process of selecting a path from among multiple alternatives to come out of a given situation, problem, or variety. So life always gives us multiple alternatives, not singular, not two alternatives, but it gives us multiple alternatives. In my childhood, I remember when I was studying in matriculation, so my father used to give me two alternatives: either you will become an engineer or a doctor. Okay, so the third alternative was missing. But now what I find that my son, who is studying in his school, he has got multiple alternatives. He has already got multiple alternatives in his life, so he keeps on asking, Papa, which will be the better career option for me? I say, it is you who has to take the decision. Make the decision, or take the call. So decision making is the process of selecting a path from among multiple alternatives. So you will be getting a lot of alternatives, like going to a party thrown by a millionaire. Okay, so let me give you a few examples, just to make don't think that I'm a biased person. I'm just giving to make bring out little humor. So anybody who would like to answer this question? You are driving with your wife on the road. A beautiful girl asks for a lift. What would you do?
Well, we'll give the lift for the back seat.
Yes. Anyone else? Smart answer. Yes.
Sir, you can ask your wife. Ma'am, sir, you can take the permission of your wife. You can ask your wife to help that girl because it's for her safety. So you can take her wife in confidence.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Good suggestion, because you okay, you understand that. Asking the wife, because one male participant responded immediately. You can always take her in the back seat. But when you talk about female participant, so they want that their consent should be taken. Fine. And anything else? Anything else? Any other response? How to handle this situation, decision making? Am I audible?
Sir.
Am I audible? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So no decision is right or wrong, but you have to decide on your personal situation, on the context, based on the context. So this is a situation. I'm just giving examples of situation. I will not tell. I'm not going to ask my wife. Sorry, I don't have the guts to ask this question to my wife. Okay. So and let's continue with the second. Second, that is a problem. You have taken a leave citing illness. Your boss sees you in a theater. Okay, finds you in a theater. So anyone who has ever fallen in such a situation? You are in a problem. Okay, what you will do? No response?
Hello, sir.
Nobody has ever.
Hello, sir.
Yes, madam.
So we can do one thing.
Mhm.
Like we can say I was not well in the morning. And I was feeling suddenly, well, so I thought of, just distracting my mind from the situation. So I came with my family just to make myself feel better.
Okay. Okay. Anyone else?
So we
Yeah,
can
that may be a good.
so we can say that I came to the theater to lift my mood up. So I was not feeling well at home, so I thought of lifting my mood off up. So
Your boss must be generous enough to pardon you. Okay.
But
Why not?
let the boss understand how important the movie at that point of time was.
Yes, yes. That is what decision making is. That is what. So, why can't we tell directly to the boss that you are not allowing us, you are not giving us leave for personal work? So we have to tell you a lie. Can we do that?
When we are sure that we will not get the leave for that, then the alternative was that.
Okay, okay. So see, each and every
it
decision
will,
is
sir, I
context
think
based.
it will depend on my boss, like how he is as a person.
Okay,
If he's
okay,
considerate enough, then of course we will tell the truth.
okay, okay, okay. So good. So let's go for a variety. For the multiple options variety. You're shopping in the mall and spoiled with choices. What would you do? How to take a decision? So life doesn't always necessarily give us these three types of situations or problem or variety. Okay, when we talk about multiple alternatives, this is not the only situation that you may be facing. Okay, this is not the only problem that you might be facing. This is not the only variety that you might be seeing or going through. Okay, so it's selecting a proper path from multiple alternatives. So decision making, here we come. Decision making is a complex process of understanding your own abilities with respect to desired outcomes. So you must understand this, that what is my ability and what outcome it is going to serve if I take this particular decision. Okay, so Harold Kunz has said that decision making is a selection of a course of action among alternatives. It is the core of planning. So these are definitions proposed by different people, George or Terry. Decision making is a selection based on certain criteria from two or more alternatives. Okay, so I won't elaborate much on decision making, but just what is the importance of decision making? Do you think decision making has got any importance in your life, any relevance in your life? Have you ever been into such a situation where the decision taken by you has really changed the course of your life?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, madam. Would you like to share your views?
The moment I completed my
MCA,
Okay.
I was blessed with two children by then, who were little kids.
Okay.
My husband and even my father, they were asking me to go and join the IT sector.
Okay. Okay. Good.
But I denied saying that rather my career, I would like to spend my time where my two little kids require their mama.
Okay. Okay.
And that decision I took that day, sir. I never regret about it.
Mm-hmm.
And as you asked, decision making is a part of our life, sir.
Okay. Yes.
And especially if you speak about as ladies,
Mm-hmm.
the moment we get up from the bed and the moment we come back onto the bed,
Mm-hmm.
in between we make any number of decisions like क्या
Yes.
सब्जी बनाए,
Yes.
क्या
Yes.
पहने,
Very true. Very
क्या
true. Very
पढ़ाए.
true. Okay.
So decision making is a part of our life, sir. It has to be imbibed into our day-to-day life.
Yes. Yes.
That's my experience, sir.
Sir,
Yeah,
this
thank you,
voice is
madam.
very echoing, sir. It's not audible.
No, I could hear everything clearly. Something might be a problem because
Even my voice is also audible. I mean, it's echoing to me.
no, I can hear your voice clearly. I can hear your voice clearly.
I don't know
I'm not
about
sure.
the others, but it's not possible for me to concentrate.
there might be some network problem on your side, because I can hear your voice clearly, and I think my voice is also audible to everyone clearly. That is one of the biggest barriers or technical barriers with online sessions. Okay, to tell you the truth, I planned this FDP this year, keeping offline FDP on mind. Okay, so this FDP, you can go to the IICT website, you will find the list of offline FDPs. So this FDP was primarily proposed as an offline FDP, because the decision making, when you are talking about decision making in a team, and when you cannot divide the class into different teams and assign them tasks and roll out the session, it's really very difficult to roll out a decision making session through online. But whatever it is, we have to cope up with the situation, with the pandemic and with other problems surrounding us. So let's see how we can make the best of it. Okay, so this is, let's continue with the session. Decision making helps in choosing the best between a number of alternatives. So decision making plays a crucial role in problem solving. So every time, so you may not assume something as a problem, but it is a problem. So every time, that's the biggest importance of decision making. If there might be a problem, there may be a problem, and it plays a crucial role in problem solving. Decision making is done with the constraint of time and influence of personality traits like emotions, biases, attitude, etc. As for example, as madam said that she had to take a decision of not going into IT sector. IT sector is definitely a lucrative career option. With an MCA, with a flying color, flying career option with an MCA, she could have gone for offshore projects and settle down in a foreign country. But as a mother, she chose to be with the kids, because the kids need her the most. So personality traits here, emotions come into force. So each and every decision that we take is not only influenced by the constraint of time, but also by the personality traits like emotions, biases. Biases, sometimes each and every individual do have certain positive as well as negative bias. Then comes attitude. Every decision is dependable on the attitude that an individual has. Okay, the decisions we take make or break one. So what happens, that is the importance of decision. Certain decisions that we take in a life, in our life, becomes an lifetime decision. I will talk about this in my next session in tomorrow, because there are many decisions. Can you please mute yourself? So any decision that we take, certain crucial decisions of life that we take, it may make us or break us. Okay, so while taking a decision, even though you are going to take a decision instantly, you have to think, you have to brainstorm yourself again and again. Decision making brings balance to our lives. So the biggest importance of decision making is it gives a balance into it, brings a balance into our lives. So each and every decision need to be focused towards that. And the last importance of decision making, as propounded by the Almighty God, Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, selflessness is the key to ideal decision making. So when you are taking a decision, you have to take yourself out of it. Otherwise, you may not be able to do justice to whatever you are doing. Okay. So let's try to understand the decision making process a little bit. I will just have a bird's eye view. I will not go into detail into the, because other speakers in this FDP would be highlighting on that. So first of all, we must understand the problem. Okay, rather than trying to go for a solution, you should be trying to understand the problem. Okay, you have to have a deep insight on the problem that is in your in the face. Okay, then after you understand the problem, second step that we have to be bothered about is establishing objectives. So your objectives are very, very important, and what for you are taking the particular decision. Okay, so once you have understood the problem and you have understood, you have finalized, you have decided on the objectives, then you will start working on it. So decision making may be an instant process, but you have to go through this. May take place instantly, but you have to go through this process: gathering information and collecting data, developing and weighing the options, choosing the best possible option, or identifying alternatives. Okay, then plan and execute, take follow-up action, and then implementing the decision. See, why I am going through fast is you will be getting in detail about these things in different sessions also. Okay,
Excuse me,
so
sir.
Excuse me, sir.
Sir,
yes, madam.
sir, your
Sir,
slide is
your
not
slide
moving.
is not moving.
You're
Oh,
in
sorry.
slide 5.
You're in slide 5.
Oh, there was a power cut in this. Wait. Let me check where I am exactly. Just give me a moment, madam. Now is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. So all these things you have to take care of, because this is the process that you have to keep in mind, because you cannot just take a decision blindly. You have to understand the problem, establish your own objectives, gather information and collect data, develop and weighing the options, because you will have multiple options. So you have to develop the options, and you have to weigh which option is going to be the best suitable. Then choosing best suitable possible option, then plan and execute, take follow-up action, and implementing the decision. So these are the steps. This is the process that you have to go through. But ironically, the irony of decision making is all these above points are best suited in theory. These necessarily don't have a say in practical decision making. So what happens? Why I am telling such a negative thing? I am delivering this session. Why do you think I am discarding my own points? Can anybody tell me? Am I really discarding my own points? Am I being contradictory in my own points?
No, sir, but actually, people think like that. Most
Couldn't
of
get
us.
it.
Most of us.
Come again, madam.
Sir, actually, most think like that. That all the above points best suited in theory.
Yes. So the thing is that why I am telling you these things, because this is the process. This is the scientific process of decision making. But this scientific process may not be always possible. So you have to keep that in mind. Okay. So practical, when it comes to practical decision making, that there can be some ups and downs, and you need not worry about it. You cannot say that, oh, I didn't take a proper decision. I didn't follow the proper procedure. Okay. So that is why it is, I've mentioned that clearly. Okay. Then decision making and teams. So can you differentiate between individual decision making and decision making in teams? Can anybody differentiate between these two? What is individual decision making and what is decision making in teams?
Ma'am, sir,
Individual
decision making is where I am taking the decision for myself.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I'm not. I'm responsible for my own decisions.
Yes. Yes.
But in
Very good.
teams, we have to think about the whole team. We have
Mhm.
to work in collaboration. We have to take in consideration what they are thinking,
Very good. Very good. Very good.
and there will be contradictions as well.
Yes.
So we
Yes.
have to think of that as well. We have to accept there will be
Yes.
differences among the people, among the team members. We have to work together. So,
Okay. Very good. Anyone else?
Sir, I
Any
would
other
like to
perspective?
add the individual decision making is the command method.
Mm-hmm.
And
Command. I couldn't understand. Couldn't get it. Command method
command
means.
method, ma'am told in the earlier section
Okay.
that no other person is taken into consideration.
Okay. Okay.
And the group decision making is the other decision making methods like consultation, brainstorming.
Mm-hmm. Okay. 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 So individual, what I believe, individual decision making is always taking the decision with a selfish motive. Whenever we take a decision individual on an individual basis, our self, the person we are, is going to be affected by that decision. Sure, we are always very, very careful about it. Okay. But when it comes to group decision making, we are nothing. Team in a team, decision making in teams, we don't exist. We exist only as a member of the team. So there the decision is always driven towards the motive of the team or the purpose why the team has been performed. So you have to keep that in mind. You always have to keep that in mind, that because suppose as an individual I will decide whether I'm going to wear a jeans or a trouser or a shorts. That depends on me, on the person I am. But suppose I am going to take part in a meeting, I cannot afford to wear a jeans or a sock. Suppose I'm going to take part in a class, I cannot afford anything other than formals. Okay, so that is how individual decision making and team decision making differentiates. Another point, major point, is greater accountability. In case of individual decision making, accountability factor is little less, may not be zero, but little less. Okay, but in case of decision making in teams, you are more and more accountable to the team. You are questionable, anybody can ask you. Then comes selfless goals, as I've already discussed this. Then comes the leader's vision. In individual decision making, you may not always think from the position of a leader, because when we are alone, who is the leader, who is the follower, we don't it doesn't come into existence. But when we are in a team, it is always a leader. Okay, it is always the leader's vision, the person who is leading. Your decisions are more inclined towards that. Then objective of the team. In a decision making in teams, the objective of the team must be fulfilled at all times. Then flexibility in exercising options. You must have flexibility, a lot of flexibility in exercising the options. Then democratic approach. So when you are there working in a team, not only you should be given, you will be exercising flexibility, but also there should be a democratic approach. Democratic approach, I think Dr. Panda in the previous sessions, he was talking about consulting and other methods that one of you mentioned right now. So democratic approach is very, very important in decision making in teams. Then most important, don't be scared of opposition or obstacles. See, when you are working in a team, when you are working in a group, that's why I said about democracy. okay, we need consent, we need a group of people to come and say yes, but at the same time you must understand that there will be a group of people who will be opposing you, who will be creating obstacles for you, even within the team, and you have to work with them. No ruling government can tell that, okay, we will throw out the opposition party out of the country. No, it cannot happen. We live in a democracy. So similarly, when you are working in a team, there will be some who will be supporting your ideas or decisions, but there, at the same time, there will be some who will be creating obstacles and opposing it. So you have to accept both. Okay, so decision making, that's why in a team it's very crucial that you have to take both the sides, the pros as well as the cons together. Okay, you cannot separate them. We were talking about human brain, and we were talking about approach and life. So when we are taking decisions, when we are thinking, how I would like to share a video on how human brain functions, how our how we think. Please.
The human brain cannot comprehend the negative. It is incapable. Yes, it's true. I'll give you an example. Okay? No, I'll give you an example. You don't have to believe me. I'll prove it. I'll prove it. Okay? The human brain cannot comprehend the negative. You ready? Don't think of an elephant. Yeah, I know.
When you are showing a video,
You can't tell the human brain not
Yes, is it not visible?
So what
that
happens
is not
very
visible.
often
That is not visible. Your PPT is
when we put
Yes, sir, it is still
Yes,
in
sir, it is
slide
still
7.
in slide 7.
Oh, what happened here? It is there in the PPT. Okay. Just thank you for telling me this. Let me see what is happening. Okay, I will.
the human brain
I hope now it will be visible.
cannot comprehend the negative.
Let us restart
The
it.
human brain cannot comprehend the negative.
Is it visible?
It is incapable. Yes, it's true.
nothing is shared.
Nothing is shared.
No,
Yes or
sir.
no?
No, sir.
Okay? No, I'll give you an example. You don't
No,
have to believe me.
No.
I'll prove it. I'll prove it. Okay?
No, it
The
is
human
not
brain cannot
visible yet.
comprehend the negative. You ready? Don't
Yes,
think
now.
of an elephant.
Yes, it is visible now.
Yes, it is visible now. Now. Okay.
Okay. Let's restart it. It's visible, right?
The human
Yes, sir.
brain
Yes, sir.
cannot comprehend the negative. It is incapable. Yes, it's true. I'll give you an example. Okay? No, I'll give you an example. You don't have to believe me. I'll prove it. I'll prove it. Okay? The human brain cannot comprehend the negative. You ready? Don't think of an elephant. Yeah, I know. You can't tell the human brain not to do something, right? And so what happens is we very often reinforce things when we put things in the negative, right? I can't get a part. I can't get a part. I can't get a part, right? Or I can't do this. Versus I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to keep doing this. It's such a huge thing. You're supposed to do with children as well. You're supposed to say, instead of saying to children, don't eat on the couch, you're supposed to say, eat at the table. When we tell people what we want them to do, not what they're doing. Pilots know this, right? It is well known in the pilot community that when you tell a pilot, don't hit the obstacle, they'll hit the obstacle. Because what they're doing is focusing on the obstacle. Ski seen skiers go through trees? Do you know how they do that? It's very easy. It's actually surprisingly easy. If you go through trees on skis, you go, don't hit a tree, don't hit a tree, don't hit a tree. Guess what you're watching? You're only looking at trees. All you're doing is seeing trees. You don't understand how anyone can ski with all these trees, right? As opposed to follow the snow, follow the path, follow the path. The only thing you see is the path. Skiers know this. If you say don't hit a tree, go hit a tree. You won't be able to find a path because all you see is the tree. If you say only follow the path, you actually don't see any trees. It's actually very sparse. Plenty of path. It's the same thing for you. Focus on the obstacle. All you will see is obstacles. If you focus on the path through the tree, all you will see is path through the tree. It's your choice how you choose to perceive your own career. It's literally perspective.
So, what did you get from this?
We have to give right signal to our brain. Signal to our brain.
Yes. Anything else? Why did I was talking about
Sir,
decision making. Yes.
Sir, in our life, we will be facing a lot of problems, but we have to look. We should have a positive outlook and not think about negative outcomes.
So I was talking about decision making in teams. All of a sudden, why did I show this video? Why do you think? What is the relevance of this video to this topic?
If we start thinking of oppositions of obstacles, we'll be thinking of that.
Yes,
We'll be getting into a right.
Yes, because many times what happens, we are not able to take a decision when we see obstacles. The same thing happened with Krishna in the battle of Mahabharata. What he saw is there are a lot of obstacles, his family members, brothers, cousins, and how can I go and kill them to win a war? There was a confusion. Okay, so our brain functions because when whatever decision we are going to take in our life, the first thing that our brain will see that, because when we are, for example, when think of in the perspective of a small child, and the small child is going for an examination, the only thing that bothers him is I should not get failed in the examination, rather than thinking that I am going to pass in the examination. So we have to reinforce that to our mind again and again. So then only we will be able to come out of the dilemma that we face many a times in taking any decision. Okay, so we have to train our brain, we have to train our mind in such a manner that we can only see the path through the T's. There may be there let be 101 obstacles. Don't think that in today's day, today's world, in today's this such a complicated world we live in, taking any decision is easy in a team, in your organization, in your college, in your school. It's very, very difficult. But even then, you have to keep your brain always focused towards the positive things. Okay, that is the purpose why I wanted to induce this video in my PPT. Shall we go to the next slide? Okay, there are a few myths about decision making. Decision making is a scientific process. Yes, I call it a myth. It is a scientific process, but I'm deliberately calling it a myth. Decision making is easier in homogeneous teams. The greater the level of intelligence, the better the decision making process. Decision making requires brainstorming and concentration. Decision making can be done by people in authority. Leaders are best suitable to take decisions. The decisions we take are subject to luck or destiny. Okay, so these are all theoretical things. These are all everything that we have come across again and again. Okay, decision making is definitely a scientific process. It is easier to take decisions in a homogeneous team. Okay, but Not always. Decision making is not always a scientific process. Sometimes it is an emotional process. Sometimes it is an economic process. Sometimes it is related to society, social process. It's not, we cannot claim it always as a scientific process. It's easier in homogeneous teams. You think so. You many a times people think that if I would have had all my friends in the team, then it would have been easier. No, it's not like that. You have to work. You have to learn to work in teams when from diverse people, where people are from diverse backgrounds. The more the heterogeneous the group is, the more the beauty of the team. Okay, the greater the level of intelligence, the better decision making process. Again, this is another big myth. Okay, you have to come out of this. It's not that only intelligent people can take good decisions. Intelligent people do make a lot of mistakes. Okay, we cannot name them, we cannot blame them, but they do a lot of mistakes. Decision making requires brainstorming and concentration. Sometimes decision making doesn't require anything. Okay, you have to just go with the flow. Decision making can be done by people in authority. We are not sure about it. So I have to wind up my session because the next expert is already ready, I think. Let's just go through these slides. How to make good decisions as a team. First thing that you have to see is define the problem, not the solution. Don't run after one solution. Okay. Encourage critical thinking, encourage disagreement, expect and manage disagreement, decision maker. Create realistic deadlines. Don't be too optimistic. You have to be really go by the realistic means. If you become too optimistic, it may be bound you are bound to fail. I remember in my childhood, I would always keep all the assignments, record writing, everything I will do after taking dinner. And after I take dinner, I know I have never been able to complete any of my tasks because after dinner I will feel sleepy. So don't keep unrealistic targets for yourself. Always keep realistic deadlines. Don't sweat the small decisions, permanent and reversible decisions. So there are different types of decisions, as said by Jeff Bezos, the CEO of Amazon. Okay. Permanent and reversible decisions. So there are two types of decisions. One is permanent, that stays with you for life, and another one is reversible. So you don't waste a lot of time in small decisions. Okay. So here I would like to conclude my session with this verse from Gita, again Bhagavad Gita. Karmanni vadhikarasti ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phala hetu hurma te sangospatva karman. What does this mean? You have a right to perform your prescribed duties. You have to take a decision, but you are not entitled to the fruits of action. You don't need to bother about what exactly is going to happen, because as we know, no decision is right or wrong. It is always, it depends on the time, context, person, people, society. Okay. Never consider yourself to be the cause of results of your activities, not be attached to inaction. So you are in a team, you are working in a team, you have to take a decision. Okay, many times we expect that it will go right. Okay, and if it goes right, don't try to take all the credit. And at the same time, if it goes wrong, don't blame yourself completely. Okay, recently something really bad happened. You must be knowing about the Fogart family. Can you tell me who is the Fogart family in India?
On which the movie
Loveless family.
Fogart family is the family where for the first time women took part in international wrestling competitions and got medals, gold medal and silver medal in Asiad, in Commonwealth Games, as well as in Olympics. Okay, and recently a very sort of tragedy happened in that family. One of their sisters, okay, she was defeated in a sub-junior interstate wrestling competition by 1 point. You know what happened after that? Can anybody guess what happened after that?
Committed suicide.
Yes, she committed suicide. Just it happened a few days back.
Yes,
So that is why it is very, very important to keep yourself intact with the decision. Okay, whatever may be the result, you have to take. Being in a team, you have to take a decision. You have to perform the duty. But after that, let the destiny decide over it. If you are successful, don't take the whole credit, because the credit goes to the team. If the credit is of the team. But if you are facing any adversity, don't blame yourself completely. Don't need to break your heart. Don't need to be dejected. Don't need to be frustrated. That is part of life. Okay. So here I come to the end of my session. If you have got any questions, we can take up very fast, because the next session is going to begin in a few minutes. Any questions? Any questions?
No, sir.
No,
Thank
sir.
you very
Understood.
much.
No, sir. Understood.
I am sharing the attendance link again. Please give your attendance fast.
Hello, sir.
I have a question with the
Now you are talking about
that
Hobart family.
Yes, madam.
But that commit to suicide, this decision, okay, that one moment it is very difficult to come out from that. So how we can control that emotion or control that decision?
So you
Because
have to,
see,
you
no
have
one
to,
wants to put off their life, actually, right?
yes, 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 I agree. Many times we also go through such situation. Why I gave you that example? Because many times we do also go through such situations where we think like doing something really negative. But you have to always control your mind. You have to always see the positive things. And even if in the case of adversity, we need to be very content, very strong minded, very, you have to compose yourself and decide, okay, even this shall pass away. That is the best thing that we can think of.
Yes. I think this is just one moment.
Yeah, that moment you have to live that moment.
Yeah.
So if you are getting success, don't go. So let me take this call. The next expert is calling me. Just okay. Let us wind up this session. You may leave this session and join from the next link that is being sent. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank you.